A woman with a knowing smile caught my eye. She sat there with a drink alone. The barkeep says they call her original sin, the very first gig of when the troubles. Mother to the millions, but queen to none. She sits and sips a drink unfazed. The barkeep says, look, take her away in a bit. She overstepped and now must pay for her sins. The court is gathered, judge sits low back from the room. Jury, no, God's not gonna help you now, my girl, to save your prayers. Legions of daughters, those who you fought for, happily curse your name now. Drink from the cup, girl, and in another world, history sings the same vow. Ruled by religion, they speak, but we listen and not for a lamb to slaughter. Easy to lay the blame onto her altar as mother dies for daughter. He'll prejudice rooted inside your home, kid. Get up and follow their lead. Mothers curse mothers, daughters curse daughters, until the cycle repeats. Villainized victims safe to a system, collecting kindling for arc and the fiery drop at your feet, and the leaves will cry for your daughter's Eve. Please don't cry for your daughter's Eve. Please don't cry for your daughter's Eve. Just as the barkeep said, a mob came to call and took her from her place of rest. She stood and walked herself right out of the door, a path she'd walked so many, many times before. I was frozen, couldn't move from my seat. You think you'd be a savior, but can't do as you preach. Eve, I'm sorry, you must take the fall for the shame. I'd help you, but I risk taking your place. The court is gathered, judge sits low around the room. The jury, no, God's not gonna help you now, my girl, so save your prayers. Legions of daughters, what do you fall for? Happily curse your name now. Drink from the cup, girl, and in another world, history sings the same vow. Ruled by religion, they speak, but we listen and not for a lamb to slaughter. Easy to lay the blame onto her altar as mother dies for daughter. So prejudice rooted inside your home, kid, can't help but follow their lead. Mothers curse mothers, daughters curse daughters, and so the cycle repeats. Villainized victims safe to a system, collecting kindling for arc and the fire drop at your feet, and leave peace on cry for your daughter's Eve. Please don't cry for your daughter's Eve. Please don't cry for your daughter's Eve. Mother, maiden grown, goddess, godless, all alone. Medusa and the flesh, punished for another's mess. So you'll take the fall for standing just an inch too tall. When the bell does toll, the ringing calls are for us all. Tempt your siren witch, and she stands without a stitch. A lesson never learned, speak too loud, we'll see you burn. And your reflection seems to look a whole lot like that Eve. When the bell does toll, the ringing calls are for us all. The ringing calls are for us all. Legions of daughters, those who you fought for, happily curse your name now. Drink from the cup, girl, and in another world, history sings the same vow. Ruled by religion, they speak, but we listen and offer a lamb to the slaughter. Easy to lay the blame onto her altar as mother dies and 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 dies. Please don't cry for your daughter's Eve. Hello, Erica. How you doing? Doing good, how are you? I hate that I can't literally sit in a way that has my legs open without feeling uncomfortable. I hate what this freaking. I hate that I've been taught to find that uncomfortable. I was watching. I was reading. I was watching some clips of Adol. No, I'm fine. I was watching some clips of Adol, and I felt envy. Not because I envy her singing, of course, though her singing is absolutely amazing. No, no, no. She was talking about She was talking about how her friend got with a guy and then broke up, and she's alone, and so she's like, okay, I'm gonna make a concert just for single people on Christmas every year. I was envious of the fact that wow, she knows how to speak well, and she's very well, she knows how to express herself, and can freely be herself, and she's funny. And I'm like, man, dang nabbit. I mean, I do have that problem kind of slightly, but for some reason, why are all my freaking problems so dang complicated? I freaking man. Oh my goodness. As dramatic as I am, all my problems are 10 times much more dramatic. Then again, I can't really see any from anyone else's perspective other than my own. Anyway, just sometimes I'm freaking done with it. I'm like, oh, I'm going on stream. Oh, I'm asking. Oh, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Sometimes just the normal just small talk, just like, oh my goodness. I did feel her though. I also actually find her commentary really funny and, well, actually more entertaining, and that's how it's funny. Lately, it's entertaining. I was more envious of the fact that she felt like a normal person. Of course, I'm kind of as far as you can get from normal. Oh my goodness, my friggin' sister wants me to get on the Minecraft server. I don't really want to do that. The moment I just want to be myself on friggin' stream/camera, I don't even get a chance to do that. I'm curious, but also I'm not. I don't want to deal with any crap. I really don't. I don't want to take any crap, like being treated how I don't want to be treated, or just having to deal with some people in general. I'm not like the most social person. I'm kind of slightly like antisocial, not in like the disorder. No, no, no. I mean, just like it's not like there's like so many dang words like for just the relationship you have with other people. But I love that there's just extrovert for those who like people. And then there's tons of words for those who don't. It's there's shy, and then there's and they all mean separate things too. There's which makes it difficult for me to actually say which ones. There's shy, there's social anxiety, there's antisocial, which is like and then there's introverted, like antisocial. I don't want to be around people. I'm not really a social kind of person. Of like humans, humans, people, shy is like I'm nervous. I can express myself well. Social anxiety is like, oh my goodness, these freaking people hate me. I don't want to. I don't want to talk. I can't talk. Oh my goodness. Which I mean, I'm all too, not shy. Well, I wouldn't. I always hated the word shy because you know, people would mix up shy and socially anxious all the time. So I hated that. Anyways, it's like though of course I know I'm only as complicated as I make myself think I am, but really, to be honest, that was never gonna fool anyone. That can't even fool me for like 1 second. Uh I often, and because I'm not, because I, from my own point of view, I'm not like, you still need to read on it, thank you. Thank you. And because I have it in my mind that I'm different from other people, I can't express myself clearly because I feel like that would just be weird. So each time on stream I do dumb, embarrassing crap, well, I've already embarrassed myself enough. So me speaking unfiltered thoughts for a moment probably won't hurt me. Probably, I don't know. I don't give a freaking crap right now. That was very close to cursing. I don't give a freaking crap right now to filter my thoughts, honestly. I just want to freaking talk without feeling like I need to put a filter and a mask between every single dang word I say. I just want to speak like how she would speak very casually for just like a second. I assume something funny happened, but I really don't want to see. It's funny that like these tiny clips of Ado I'm seeing entertain me so much. I've watched like 3, 4, which isn't. I didn't think I didn't think I watched that much, and I don't consider that much. But honestly, now I'm like, ooh, this VTuber and this VTuber sound like they're getting together. Ooh, I want to watch that. Even things that sound like they would be interesting to me, I just can't. I just can't. I just go halfway through and I'm already bored. But hers just. I just go on my phone, keep scrolling. No, what the frick? That's not embarrassing or whatever. I don't freaking care. Seeing people's arting is so hard. Oh, I know I don't want to think about it. I just keep on seeing these shorts. I don't want to click on the shorts, but my freaking finger clicks anyway. I don't wanna. I just want normal. Well, no, I already have normal problems. They're just complicated. Ugh, ugh. Does anyone feel like they have like too much of them? I'm so used to like people not understanding me or getting me whatsoever to where I just like freaking like what's the point of literally anything of literally anything. Of course, when you don't talk to people for like a good year or two, I'm not sure, then of course you just get so used talking to yourself out loud that you just have too much to say, too much of yourself to share with other people. But honestly, I find it so freaking draining. Just like I used to want to talk about myself, and now whenever I try, I'm just like, I kind of, I should do this. I'm not even sure if I want to do this, and I kind of don't want to do this. It's so freaking complicated, frustrating. And I have to type everything out, like to actually say my actual thoughts. I have to type everything out like a freaking Google Doc, an essay. I actually would prefer writing an essay. I actually would prefer writing an essay. It helps me organize my thoughts, which I can't do on the spot. I can't explain things on the spot. My explanations, it's very hard to explain things to people, and I've been doing it most of my life, so you can imagine how emotionally cramped not emotionally, but just I wanted to say cramped I am. Uh just doing something it's like that's so complicated all the mother dang time. You know what I hate more than anything? Oh my goodness. When I tell people that I don't like bringing it up. When I tell people about something which causes a lot of other things like problems, and they encounter that problem, and then they wonder why I have the problem, as if I didn't just warn them beforehand. It's like, wow, you don't. I have to sit here and explain to you what that means, because otherwise, I feel like I have to sit here and explain to you what that means, because otherwise, you will not. When I like, what is the like? It's like, oh, you're using it as an excuse. No, no. That kind of attitude is what makes me not want to bring it up, but like I'm talking about autism, by the way. Like, I never liked bringing that fact because, of course, people judge and rude, whatever. But if something happens because of one of my disorders, and I tell you this, like, I tell you I have this disorder beforehand, why the frick are you asking, like, acting like I'm doing something rude on purpose? And then when I tell you it's because of my disorders, you say, like, someone says that, like, I'm using that as an excuse, like, all right, so basically you expect me to perform as a normal person, even though I have clearly told you I cannot perform as a normal person. It's like, oh my freaking goodness, the level of audacity. That's just kind of me getting sick of stuff. It's not that I'm not doing fine. No, I am doing fine. This is just how I normally sound, kind of, and what I normally think. My OCD makes me sound very happy, which doesn't mean I'm not very happy, but sometimes I get sick of acting very happy, which doesn't mean I'm not unhappy. It just means there's no reason why I should wear it on my sleeve and push it in my own face. I would say other people's faces, but really I'm pushing it in my own face. I don't need to act like that. And I really shouldn't have to. But I know that the I just, even when I was Higichi speaking in a monotone voice, at least I'm happy that right now I'm speaking actual sentences that matter instead of just keeping quiet. But then again, I hated speaking monotone because it would give me a pit in my stomach, but that's because I took ADHD meds. By the way, I took ADHD meds today. I don't have to take them on every other day, so... But I kind of forgot that you can't just take meds and then get off meds, take meds and then get off meds, because then it's gonna screw you up. And that's what it kind of did, kind of, not that bad, but it's just like, oh wow, I took it less, but now the symptoms are reacting more. But then again, that's because I don't eat enough. Because I don't have much time to, like, get everything. Bro, at least I have a nice schedule, a nice sleeping schedule. Ish. But that's nice, that's nice. Last year, I was not sleeping until, like, 2 a.m., so that's a way better sleeping schedule. And by last year, I mean, I don't know. Wait, I don't know. Last year? I don't know. Oh my goodness. I love, I love, uh, I remember I was like, oh, I'm not that kind of person that overly kins himself to a character, but I do love kinning myself to some certain characters, because that's the only way I'm ever gonna get some form of representation around here. Um, but, and they're all, and I like that they're complicated. I like that they're complicated, because I hate, and I realize this, we just assume that people will be so simple, but people aren't simple at all. There's never a yes or no answer to something. Not truly. There's usually a yes, no, maybe so, both, neither, either or, yes but, no but. Nothing's ever as simple as having one answer. Like, oh, what the frick ever. I said I wanted to unfilter, so why not? Like, when I got on the bus, I realized this because I was told to think about it. Well, more like I just told myself to think about it. I was like, I have maladaptive daydreaming. That isn't it. That is a coping mechanism, an escapism from reality. Okay, well, each time I get on the bus, I maladaptive daydream. Why? Why do I do this? And then I thought about it and I was like, I have OCD, and that means I have intrusive thoughts. I have very big intrusive thoughts because I decided to try and make it like I tried to get rid of my compulsions, and then I just got more, uh, obsessions. which didn't last so long because I have it now, except for like it combines with my tics, which I really hate. It always gets on my nerves when it does it more on ADHD meds, which means I can't literally freaking write because oh, I don't even want to talk about it. It'll make me do it again, and I hate it. It'll, like, make me do muscle spasms, so I can't actually use my freaking pen, or I just drill my pen into the paper. But I was like, okay, well, there are kids on my bus, and they say really bad words like the N-word, and because I do not want that word to becoming another intrusive thought in my OCD, I try to block out the noise. And how do I do that? I use maladaptive daydreams. Like, because if that's an escapism from reality, I'm using it to escape reality because I do not want to hear that word, because I do not want it to affect my OCD. So it's not purely because of my OCD, it's not purely because of my maladaptive daydreaming. That's another thing. Nothing's ever truly separate from one another. Like there's disorders on their own, and then there's the combined, like, disorders, like, bouncing off of each other. Mines are never separate. It goes from OCD to maladaptive daydreaming, back to OCD to tics, to back to OCD to ADHD. ADHD goes back to tics, and then OCD. Then my OCD goes to autism, ADHD to autism, and it's just like, it's not even the thing that it is solely. It's like the side effects, not side effects, the symptoms, combined symptoms. I think those are the worst kind. Oh, thank you. Since starting this VTuber journey, I sometimes catch myself being jealous and stuff. I mean, yeah, yeah, I'm a bit of an envious kind of person. And I usually didn't think I was a jealous person, but now that I think about it, of course I am an envious person. Not as if like I'm mad at them. No, I'm not mad at anyone, but of course I envy other people cuz things don't really go well for a kid who is constantly told that they are different from everyone else, because regardless of whether there is a difference, if you tell someone something enough ever since childhood, they'll believe it. But I'm used to explaining myself to, like, everyone, so uh it's regular destroy sleep schedule. That's not good. At least I used to sleep at like 2 a.m., which is bad because I would have to wake up at 4 a.m., which means I would get 2 hours of sleep. Now I set my clock for 4:50. That's much nicer. Be honest, I remember when I was a kid, I did not like the color hot pink. My mom wanted me to like pink. I liked purple, which is funny because that's her favorite color. Um, but oh, no, we're not getting on that topic. Oh, no, because then I'm gonna feel bad. Because none of us were, like, the, ballerina kind of girl. And that's gonna make me feel guilty. Oh, no, just splash the face off. Nope, we don't have to think about that. I mean, not thinking about it's just gonna make it come back later, but I'd rather not talk about that on stream, even though I'm saying I'm gonna be unfiltered. You guys don't need to know about that. But yeah, now that I think about it, it's not even, well, I mean, of course, I think my enviness mostly comes from my low, like, the way I see myself. Like, oh my goodness, that person's so good at art. Oh my goodness, that someone's so good at singing. Can't really sing well. Oh, that person's so good at art. I've been practicing for years, but I'm still not good at art. But that's usually just my own fault. And yeah, it is. I mean, that feels harsh to say, but yeah, it is true. Yeah. I don't know how to learn singing. I don't know. things don't work in my body, I guess, as other people do, and I assume so because each time they say, "Oh, do you feel like your soft palate lift?" I'm like, "What the frick is a soft palate, and where do I find one?" It's like, "Do you feel a gap in your mouth?" No, I don't feel that at all. When the doctor asked me, "Where do you feel the pain?" I say everywhere. Turns out it was just my freaking stomach. Uh, Oh my goodness, go to mother yuckin' sleep, Avarka. What the frick? Go to sleep. I think I expect, but that's also because, well, I mean, like the envious part. I think that's just also because I expect better of me. I always expect the greatest of me. I don't put enough effort to achieve my expectations, of course. So, uh, I'm always quite unsatisfied with myself, but sometimes I'm happy, kind of. But it's more of ever since I was a kid. I guess like I always wanted to be a YouTuber or something, and to say giving kids unregulated, unsupervised internet access probably was not the best idea. That was my fault. Kind of. Well, I mean, the first one wasn't my fault. Oh, whatever. I don't freaking care. Of like, it was like seeing people's hate comments, which now doesn't really affect me. I mean, it does affect me. I mean, but you wouldn't really think about it, but for like a tiny kid, that meant a lot. And I did not want to be like the people they were hating on. So I tried to make myself not do whatever it is that they hated so much. And that meant trying to control the way I think, and voila, I got a little thing called OCD now. So that's not great. But so I really kin Farina because the uh I'm performing but the stage is empty. Who am I performing for? That little I think it's like the stage lights are on but nobody's there. From that one skit with that person I don't remember, but they have curly blonde hair and a nose piercing. I think it's blonde. Each time I'm like so freaking confused. People who I think have red hair tell me they have blonde, even though it looks more like brown. People who have blonde hair, I mean, well, people who have brown hair tell me it's blonde. People who have red hair tell me it's blonde. It's like, why? I swore my aunt had red hair. I mean, I swore my aunt had red hair, and I swore my other, like, it was like a mixture between red and brown. She said, no, it's blonde, and I was like, show me the biology proof. Red is red. Blonde is blonde. Brown is brown. It just confuses me because it doesn't look like blonde at all. And I look at her and then I look at my other aunt who is, well, I mean, I look at my mom who is even more blonde and I'm like, what? Uh-oh, mom doxed, uh-oh, doxing mom's hair color. Uh-oh, what a big oopsie doopsies. What the frick? I think that was a moment of masking. I don't know. I might as well start up the launcher. I doubt it'll work. If it does, I'm probably just gonna freaking leave it. You know what? I'll just join for a second to see what they want to say. Oh my goodness, it is so suffocating in my closet. I have a nice little neat gift called not being able to do anything I want and not being able to do anything I don't want to. Like, I'm able to do the things I don't want to, I'm not able to do the things I want. Like, I don't want someone to remind me of how I need to do the dishes. I don't want to do the dishes. I'd rather do them in the morning. I don't even want to think about it. I'm a hoarder. I try not to be. It's not even what I wanted to say. I had Oreos earlier. I noticed that 2 rows were gone, so I immediately started to stress eat. And by stress eat, I mean eat half the Oreos because I was concerned that everyone would eat them before me. We just got them yesterday, and then yet two rows were gone. My sister was like, "Oh, I got my part." It was like, "Oh, apparently your part was 2 rows." I didn't say that though. Technically, they were getting everyone ice cream. I got Oreos instead because I can't have ice cream, and yet I can't eat my Oreos. I have to share. That's fine. I mean, like, it's not that I'm. Oh, I don't even want to say that. It's not that I. But try living with 3 sisters of kind of similar-ish ages, and then being given some sort of food, and there's 1 plate, and see how well that goes. Let me tell you, if food aggression is for dogs, there's food aggression for me and humans. I feel yeah, every time I try to do bigger stuff and stream clips, and even some of them I overcomplicate stuff, or I want to do more than my skill set allows, which then makes me frustrated and often give up. At least you're doing way much better than me. I haven't finished a clip in forever. I was trying to. ADHD paralysis. Ha 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 ha. I love blaming all my problems on that. Oh, I hate it. I easily fall into perfectionism only to give up, which means getting no practice in. Yep, because if something's not perfect, you'd rather not try and make at all, because you don't want to make a failure or a mistake. So it's either perfect or nothing. I understand that. I just have to push through that when I'm drawing, so like my legs like to tense up. I don't like it. They tense up while I'm drawing because I'm afraid of the drawing I'm drawing. Same. Even if I plan to do stuff and then someone says do this, feels like my body just blocks this task completely. Yes, I feel bad when I'm told to do something and I don't do it. I can't have fun until I do it, or I will actually no, I will have I'm not having fun. No, I do things I want to, but I'm not having fun doing them because I'm thinking about the thing I needed to do. Cuz I feel guilty about it. There's people in VC. I'd like to talk, but they are on stream. Man, what's an interesting thing to talk about that won't be, trauma dumping? I'm kidding. Too much information. I'm usually... Bro, making another Christmas SMP. I joined the last one and it failed. I don't want to sign up for it just for it not to exist. Wait. Oh, the application's end on that date. Not that the SMP ends on that date. I was like, wait a second, that's not even in December. Things are weird. I've learned Genshin Impact, surprisingly. Well, I mean, surprising for other people, not to me. Has taught me a lot of things, like that friends don't have to be by your side 24/7, and just because your buddy hates someone doesn't mean that you have to hate someone. And I should learn from that, and I quite did. I did slightly learn from that, but then I guess it came from the way I've always thought, or like not taught, but like I mean, like for me, it's like if my friend hated someone, I had to hate them. If I always had to be around my friends, which are not much when I was a kid, of course, very much a weird kid. Oh my goodness, that person. I like designs. I want to make designs. Oh my goodness. I want to let myself cook. I don't want to go anywhere or do anything. I just want to draw. I want to draw. I want to draw. I would like to be paid to draw so I could draw as a job. So I wouldn't have to go anywhere. Time is relevant. I just wanna draw. I don't care if it's 9 p.m. Unfortunately, I have a life. Wait! Vtuber! Oh my goodness. Okay, note. Definitely join Tuesday's weekend mixer at 6 p.m. Control Monday sounds cool too. You know how embarrassing it is when you go on Twitter and like someone like makes it like a funny reply, so you like reply back to them, and then you realize that person was like a very popular VTuber, and you probably just embarrassed yourself by talking so casually to them because you had no clue who the frick they were. Yeah, it couldn't be me, right? That was me masking for a bit. Yeah, no, that was totally me. Multiple times. Yeah, socialing is so freaking weird to me. I'm not sure how to do it. People scare me. But honestly, I also have a lot more interest in my anime. Because at least I can read the anime's thoughts. And I know how, like, and I'm in, like, and even if they're bad, I'm into how bad they are. Not as a sexual thing, but as a, like, oh, heck yeah, you get that girly. I don't care, like, whatever flaws I think they have makes them hotter. No, not hotter, but that was a joke. Sorry. Whatever flaws they have, I like. I'm fine with looking at these people, but like, yeah. Well, it was a nice trauma dump, but I think I'm gonna go now. It's not, you didn't trauma dump unless you're talking about me. If I trauma dumped, I'm so sorry. I genuinely wasn't trying to. I just can't say anything about me without it making it seem like it is. Go to sleep. Yeah, go to sleep. Have a nice evening, P.S. Yes, socializing is weird. Yeah, especially when I think everyone's gonna judge me. I freaking hate that. Oh my goodness. I hate feeling judged. I am so, like, you know, the thing I was talking about earlier, like, the whole Farina core, like, the whole world's a stage, like, just acting constantly like I am performing for some audience that isn't even there. My entire life has made me this way. Well, multiple things, but I guess that is one thing of uh so I'm not even like really allowed to be myself kind of in my own mind. Sometimes I mean like I want to allow myself this cuz I don't allow myself this. And I feel like it's not that I act fake on Twitter. I'm not Twitter, Twitch. Uh, Sorry, I just saw something interesting. Wait a second. Wait, that artist's model looks very familiar. I mean, sorry, that model's art looks very familiar. I swear to goodness if it's made by who I think it is. Oh my goodness. Wait. Who even is that? I don't know who that is. Oh, I don't know what that is either. They look cool though. As someone who finds people normally just not really attractive, I compliment people more, and so now I'm seeing how attractive everyone is individually in different kind of ways. So I'm like, when I was watching my anime and they were calling the main character like not as beautiful, I was like, excuse me, that's some freaking bullcrap. She's as perfect. She's a freaking anime character, literally with no flaws on her face. What do you mean she's not beautiful? This is some bullcrap. Show me a reason why. And then they put her in these like gaudy clothes. I'm not sure if she chose them or not. In case I would take it all back. But and I'm like, wow, you put the main character in such quote unquote main character. You put well, I mean like the heroine in such beautiful clothes, and then you gave the main character, the villainess, such ugly clothes. Who put my girl in those clothes? Do her justice. I'ma find you. I was so mad. I was like, someone call my girl pretty right now. I swear to goodness, she is pretty. This is some bullcrap. I like main characters. I like main characters. facial. Sometimes, I don't know. I wouldn't say that all the time I have an interest in people. Sometimes I'm just, not interested. Like, I mean, I'll talk, but sometimes I'm just not interested in general. Sometimes I am. I, it was 7, wasn't it? It was 7, now it's 9. That VC, Minix has been making food real quick. He's been in there for 3 hours. I remember being there and he was only there for 46. Sorry. Izanami plays Honkai Star Rail? What? I don't understand Yu-Gi-Oh! I know you guys have no clue what I'm talking about. That's fine though. Oh yeah, by the way, I was talking about like I shouldn't have to hate other people just because my friends hate them. And like, and that's something I've learned from Genshin, and I should have kept learning that, and I did. But then eventually, like, I don't know, in this sphere, like, I don't know, and like and I realized my friend wasn't even, one of my friends wasn't even forcing me to hate the people that, like, they don't necessarily like talking to, and I didn't even know their stance on their relationship with people we no longer talk to. Like, I didn't even know their stance on it at all. I, but I, but maybe I'm thinking of it too shallowy as like, oh, you did this, so I hate you for it, because I'm kind of used to that. I mean, like, one of my friends literally, dumped me because I didn't want them to take something that did not belong to them. And it was a bracelet, and I was telling them to go put it in the lost and found, but they were arguing me about it. And they decided after that they wanted to like drop me as a friend. Of course, they went back on it, but with me, I already have such big trust issues in the first place. If you betray my trust, you have nothing. You don't get the trust you betrayed back. That is now your capacity for trust. And I will never trust you the same, because that's what happens when you break someone's trust. So I was like, wow, that friendship ended over something so small. And I kind of really felt bad. I was like on my swing the entire like afternoon. And my other friend was also avoiding me because they were best friends with that person. And that felt so sucky. So even though I was not in the wrong, and I'm gonna give myself that right now, because usually I am always the one who always says I'm in the wrong, because usually I always am in the wrong. But I will say, for that purpose, I will give myself that. I was not in the wrong there, and yet I went over there and apologized. They were like, oh, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Of like, oh, I can't stay away from her anymore. It's so sad. And I was like, do we hate it? Do I hate that friend? No. We aren't, but even though our friendship didn't technically end, we don't really talk to each, like, we act very, like, very masky around each other, very masked around each other, and very indifferent, not really indifferent, but distant. I think I'd actually do great as a villainess in an anime, which if I think about it, when I was a kid, that's probably not at all what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I probably wanted to be the main protagonist. I really liked main protagonists. I still like main protagonists. If there's a main protagonist, of course I'm gonna like them. They're the main protagonist. Like, I like Haruhi, Fmao, Lumine, of course. I love me. I love my protags. My female protags, I love them. But I was thinking about it because I was watching a villainess anime, and since I always think that that I'm in the wrong, and I kind of am, and I'm not very good at socializing with people or relationships. And I don't mean that as in a way of, oh, you poor little thing. No, I mean, I'm really bad at that. I would think that if Lovey, I was thinking about it, I was like, I could draw that. I could draw Lovey being a villainess because that's what she would totally be if she was an enemy. She'd be a villainess. Because I can act cold or distant or icy as I want to. But I just choose not to. Now that I think about it, I could technically be anything if I wanted to, but also I feel like that's disingenuous and lying. And if I try to do it from a well, I mean, there are some things I can do from a real place in like a real sense, like a real place in my heart. And then there are some things that when I'm trying to do it from a real place in my heart, I can't. And that one of those is like I was trying to act gentlemanly like Flins does. I realized very soon I cannot because I can't keep my composure. I've been taught that crash out means haha funny equals haha funny. So I do it more. I always monitor what I say on here very very much. So I'm just trying to say anything that comes to mind. Hello, Stray Kids. I don't have enough emotes. I should make emotes. Probably people would want to sub if they actually had, like, rewards, which I haven't set up yet, because I don't have mods, and I'm not really sure if my stream... Oh, yeah, about the thing I was saying earlier, because I keep forgetting. So, even though, with my friend, not the one I was, talking about last that dumped me, but, like, the ones before, even though they were not forcing me to like, hate the people they hated, which I realized I'm not even sure if they did hate because, like, I was very used to a, like, shallow, I guess, petty kind of, like, I guess shallow, very black and white kind of friendship that I was surprised because I didn't really know their actual feelings on the issue because I felt like it would be a sensitive topic to bring up, but I was like, they don't actually hate this person, they just don't like how they act around them, and I was like, like they don't prefer them rather than they hate them, and I was like, that's and since everyone, like, since their other friends were like interacting with that person and that was fine, I was like, they're not forcing me to not interact with them, but I was just like really interested because even though they did not tell me or like force me to hate that person because or like dislike that person or not hang around that person just because they don't hang around that person, I still kind of felt weird, and that's the weird part because that's not even coming from an outside force, outside pressure. I think that's coming from an inside pressure on my a learned inside pressure on myself. And I think I remember this something that really reminds me of this is I saw a video on Enchanted of like consent, enthusiastic consent or whatever, but still having a negative experience, like, because even when someone is not putting a pressure on you to give an answer, that doesn't mean that like giving enthusiastic consent meaning to you're actually kind of giving consent. I don't know how to explain it. It was really complicated and they explained it kind of in a confusing way that I got, but it was like it's like internalized, like I guess I should use my own self as an example. If I, from my own past experiences with relationships, are always kind of like, taught by either other people or my conceived notions of the situation to dislike who my friend dislikes and not hang around who my friend dislikes and do as they do. If I'm taught to do that, then even when I'm not under pressure from my friend to not hang out with someone just because they don't want to hang out with someone, I still feel that pressure because it's been taught to me. And so I put that pressure on myself which is exactly what was happening in like video in a different kind of way of like giving consent despite like not actually wanting to, but feeling like you had to, which makes it not your own decision, but not technically enforced by the person who was asking for consent. Um, so, and then I was like, huh, so that means that it's, I was like interested because that meant that it was entirely up to me. It was entirely up to me how I felt about them, since my friend did not actually think about them how I thought they did, which that means that it was my own, um, up to me how I felt about them. And I tried asking myself, and I just didn't know. And I still don't really know. I don't really know how I want to react or anything. I'm just kind of, it just feels. I want to say, I mean, kind of awkward, but not in a bad way. Just kind of awkward. Anyways. I'm gonna go on the server and see what the crap they wanted me to join so badly. Oh, wait, how long ago was that message? I guess I could talk while I roam around Minecraft, I guess. I'm at spawn. I wonder what I want to talk about. I really don't know. What the frick are they talking about? Are you talking about? Oh, I'm dying. I swear to goodness, if I die, I'm gonna be so over it. He's making me waste so much bread. Oh my goodness, please eat, 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 eat. I don't want to die. What item? She's laughing maniacally. That sounds like my sister, alright. Fine, guys. I'm gonna go AFK for a bit, I guess.